Hello and welcome to another edition of the Ncast. I am your host, Orange, and with me are Burnerator and Gomeljack.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, today we are going to be talking about, briefly, week 2, since we did not get, or week 1 rather, just kind of going over the results. And then week 2, we'll go a little bit more in depth on that. So yeah, I guess running through the week 1 stuff. First is Akatsuki at Jin. Jin won that. So that's pretty cool.
Go us.
I mean, this you can take this whole first week with a grain of salt if you want. Because, we did have issues. But, yeah.
Yeah, we did have issues. A lot of it was pre-recorded and whatnot.
Yeah, so we couldn't change it after. But, yeah, so next is Sound at Kurenai, and Sound... I remember Sound completely wiped the floor with Kurenai. It was kind of sad. I felt bad.
Yeah. Kurawai.
Kurawai.
But yeah, it was definitely not what we expected.
No, not at all. And I mean, it was nice, I guess, to see Sound doing so well after such a long time of them struggling and stuff. I mean, obviously, preseason, if preseason is any indication, then but still, it can be very different sometimes from preseason to main season.
Yeah, it doesn't always translate over as well.
Yeah. Next up is Asuma at Uchiha, and Asuma won this one. And
It was close, actually.
Yeah.
I think wasn't that one of their close matches?
It was a close one. I do remember that much. I couldn't tell you who was in, who was benched, but hey, it was pretty cool.
I think it was a victory for Asuma because of Kakuzu.
Yeah, he did. He did awaken. I remember that much, and that was really helpful for them. But yeah, I mean, just all around good stuff from Asuma still. Kakuzu being a real good pickup, and I'm sure Akatsuki will be looking at him next season for sure.
Which I think is kind of funny, considering I think Anthony tried to bait Akatsuki's coach to take it from him.
Yeah.
And he didn't fall for it, and Anthony was real pissed about it. But I think he's pretty
it
satisfied
turned
now
out
with the
for
results.
So yeah, next up we have Minato at Taka. And Burn, you probably remember more about this than anyone else here, so you want to... I don't know, I mean, you're playing a game right now, so maybe not. Maybe
I'm
not make
hunting monsters right now.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Well, Taka won.
Right now, Taka won. A lot of it was thanks to Karin and those drop kicks.
Yeah, and I believe she hit a team ultimate at some point. Or maybe it was a regular ultimate.
I think she connected a few ultimates, actually.
Yeah.
If I recall.
But we saw some good stuff from Minato this week. And I don't mean Team Minato as a whole. I mean Minato specifically.
Yeah,
he was spamming.
Oh, those were Singens, yeah.
Yeah, and he was spamming ults too. Which was really good, but I remember, Karin was just really, she was actually using her subs somewhat, intelligently. So,
yeah,
that was pretty neat, and I think that was one of the major factors that led to Taka's win in that match.
Honestly, what really needed to happen was that defensive palette.
Yeah.
That's what
true.
Needed to happen.
Yeah, and I will never let it go unsaid that teams really need to pay attention to their palettes, because I see a lot of teams, just kind of assigning their palettes, their items just here, there, and here and there, but you have to look at usage, and you have to look at where that usage is, because the AI likes to pick out very specific items that they like to use first. And
I mean,
those
we
slots.
even made a special test type for it too.
Yeah, that is very true. So you can right now go and request a test like that, and just kind of test that out. Anyways, Guy at Stone, and Stone took the win on this one. I gotta be
I think
honest, don't remember much about this.
wasn't this Isn't this where like wasn't it with Stone's first lineup that swept
Oh,
Guy,
right.
isn't it?
That's right. This was the stone sweep against Guy. That's what it was. That was pretty impressive, I have to say.
Especially after a hard preseason they had. It
Yeah,
was nice
week
to see
one
them.
they sweep. So
Yeah.
that's granted. I don't think sweeping is as much of an accomplishment as it used to be, but still, like,
It's still impressive, but yeah, it's not as big of a feat just because you're not going through three full lineups. You're only going through at the most maybe two.
right.
So.
If we see like playoff sweeps, then but still.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have Mist at Cloud, and I'm pretty sure all of us remember this one because,
Yeah,
Awakening!
Jiggly Arms is back.
yeah. So, the return of Jiggly Arms was, it brought a tear to my eye. Cloud,
But he
though,
also brought a friend too with him.
yeah, Cloud taking the loss mainly because of that awakening. I believe it got them back into a green bar, and then they didn't take any handicaps, and so they just went into a second round and they were able to win. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. And then match 7, we have Kakashi at Hokage, and Kakashi took the win on this one. Once again, another team that's looking like a real force to be reckoned with so far.
Yeah, it's mostly that
Team 7.
Sakura, yeah, that Team 7 team.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they can only do it for a maximum of like 9 times out of the season.
That's true. Yeah, it's one of those situations where they can't like overly use it, but thankfully, I mean, even outside of that, thankfully for them, it's not like the team falls apart when they're not using it. So, yeah,
Which is good that they have a good team to go against. Because I know Kakashi didn't really like testing in the off season, so the fact that they have at least a team that is fairly consistent is good. So that means that they can kind of focus on some of the other characters and get things working with them as well.
Yeah.
But
Whereas
the
last
synergy between
whereas last season it took them a little longer to get their footing and kind of figure out their synergy. It seems like
well, that
this
map
season,
didn't do them any favors either. So.
That's true. It seems like this season they're really coming out of the gate just swinging.
They are.
And I don't remember how many rounds this match went to, but I'm sure someone does. And then finally for week 1 we have Sand at Sage, and I remember Sage actually. This was a sweep for them too, because Kara awakened into Shukaku. And then Kabuto just kind of didn't give a fuck. Granted,
Yeah.
Gaara did awaken on very low health, but still, Kabuto did not care one bit. He just got in there and finished it as soon as he possibly could, which is really awesome. Great first win for Sage, for sure.
Yeah, they also another team that kind of had a rough preseason as well.
Yes, yeah.
And actually, they've had some rough previous seasons as well. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think Sage has yet to have like a really good season yet, which is a shame. But this might be the one. So.
Yeah.
And
this is
the first
this
one,
is
rather.
without
I don't want
Sage
to.
mode, Naruto especially, so which is
Oh.
very interesting in itself. So.
Mm-hmm. So moving right into week 2, we can get a little bit more in depth here. Akatsuki at Minato was the first match. Again, Akatsuki being the first match in the first episode.
Yeah.
This was a win
Not
for
many
Akatsuki.
rights.
Yeah. So yeah, Akatsuki picking up the win here, and I think it was a sweep.
It was a sweep, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a sweep because of the Pain Konan combo.
Yeah.
The Pain Konan
and Toby was in
Nagato
there.
thing, yeah.
Wasn't Toby in there too?
No, it was Nagato.
Oh, Nagato.
Mhm.
Oh, with the we saw a few wild ride attempts.
Yeah, I think he only hit one ultimate, and I
Yeah.
think it was like a team ultimate or something like that. Or maybe he didn't hit any. I don't know, but
I seem
either
to
way.
remember one where the opponent was dashing in. And they got hit with the dash cut.
yeah,
and
I
got
think
hit
that
with
might
the
have been
ultimate.
it, because I do remember seeing the ult, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was about to pass out that ticket, and it was a fake ticket, so he decided not to. It's a good man. He didn't want somebody to get swindled. Uh, that's a word right there, swindled. So yeah, no, this was a great match for Akatsuki. Not a great match for Minato, but I'm sure they can take something from this. I mean,
they're still experiencing some growing pains.
Yeah.
Because it's a new coach and all.
Yeah, so I mean that'll happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, Akatsuki proving to be really strong. I mean, they did lose to us in week 1, but it was a damn close match. So, or was it? I don't remember. I think it went to it. No, I might be thinking of Stone.
No.
We swept them in week
Stone,
1.
dude.
Never mind. I'm sorry,
They swept.
Akatsuki. You guys are still good. I promise. I'm not making this up. Anyway. Uchiha at Jin was the second one. And Uchiha actually took the win on this one. And
Y'all got fucked.
yeah, what the fuck was with that Matrix ass like floating in the air bullshit?
Right?
We lost like half a bar to
I have
that.
absolutely no idea.
Like
Oh, and Gomel's gone.
Gomo, he just got so triggered he left. I think that's what happened. He dropped
think
from the
that's
call.
what
His
happened.
internet cut out. Like he destroyed his router.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be gone for a little bit. So yeah, still I mean great performance from Uchiha. This felt like a really back and forth match. And it did go to a round 3. So yeah, I mean it was a fun match to watch. Like I'm much past the phase of where I get super stressed out watching my own matches. Like I used to in season 2.
Because that was bad last season.
Oh,
That was real bad. You had me switch up the entire schedule because of that.
oh yeah, like last season it was bad. I completely agree with you there, but I don't know, I
Yeah.
got over it. Like
Sweet.
I think I just let it all out in the playoffs. I was just like, I'm fucking done. And you were like, I remember that you felt so bad.
Yeah, I did.
Because
I felt
we're just
so
both
bad.
sitting here watching your team fucking demolish my team. And
Yeah. That's what you get.
you couldn't even feel good about it, which is the sad thing. I felt so bad. No, but I think at that point I'm just like, you know what, maybe I'm taking this a little too seriously right now. So yeah, no, I haven't
There is
really,
that chance.
I haven't really felt that same way watching my own matches again yet. Now, granted, it's early season and there's not many stakes yet, but I didn't ask you to do that this season, partly because I know
Good.
it's a pain in the ass, but also
Yeah.
because I didn't need it. So, so yeah, no, this was still a good match, a fun match to watch. So yeah, Asuma Sound is next, and once again, Asuma picking up another win. And
yeah, sound kind of performing out of the
yeah, it
out
was
of what we
weird.
expected from them.
I will say this was a strange week for some teams. Some teams just did not perform. I don't really know why, but so yeah, Sound taking the L there, and I mean they didn't really get a chance to do anything. I know Kakuzu awakened again. It was actually a team awakening with Shikamaru, and actually they just got stomped by an awakening. They got taken out by their own medicine. So
Yeah, their awakening team got stomped by an awakening.
hi Gomo, welcome
Hey,
back.
Gomo.
I don't know if his mic is set up yet because I can't hear him, but he's back. I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it was a short match, but hopefully this was just like a weird derp for Sound because I don't.
No.
This is
no.
not.
It has to last at least one more week,
One more week.
and then after them, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Speaking of Jonin, we have Kurenai at Taka for the next match, match 4. And
Speaking of awakenings,
yeah, we got a Madara and Jugo awakening, and then just a solo Jugo, I think, or maybe it was both solo Jugo. I don't remember.
Yeah, both solo Jugo.
Yeah,
There was no Madara.
which worked. It still managed to work out. Like I was expecting the Awakening to get completely wasted, but no, like, it worked just fine. And I think it was because Jugo likes to tag, and because Madara likes to tag. Like, Madara, even though you've gotten him, like, better, I would still say he's pretty, like, meek in terms of not wanting to be out on the field a whole lot. Like,
yeah, it's real weird.
Yeah, so it still managed to work out either way, which is nice. And that regenerator taking away,
that was clutch, dude.
Yeah, I think that really helped out with the win here.
The only thing I'm really disappointed was that team ultimate in round 2 where Jugo just ate it with over half a bar of health.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
It pretty much saved him that handicap. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, Gomo.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
By the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been having issues. But yes.
So yeah, no. One of the few instances this week of a character just standing in place. It seems that Guy has spread his disease around, or I guess maybe say Jobito has spread his disease around. So yeah, that it caused him to get hit by a team ult. But I mean, hey, even regardless, you guys managed to pull it back. At that point,
it was damage done.
Yeah, exactly. But
and then EMS out of nowhere just ult spamming.
Oh my god, yeah.
On Jugo AI, which actually seems to be apparently a more spammy AI than what I got the impression of.
Yeah. Which, hey, that's awesome. For you.
Yeah.
It's not awesome
not
for
anyone else.
Especially the ones in your division. Good luck, Sound,
I was expecting him to do melee, because Jugo AI on testing was doing...
he was still doing melee. So that's good. But no, those ults, this is like season 4 EMS. So good stuff. But yeah, I definitely think that avoiding the 2 handicaps there at the on round 2 was really helpful. Because Kurenai's second team was that could do some pretty high damage, especially with 2 handicaps. So
also, Buzz straight up said, "Oh shit, I wasn't even thinking about.
I should not have had Shino."
Yeah, I should not have benched Shino week 1.
Granted, Shino didn't even fight EMS, but still, you still
it's one
have
of those
a
instances
ton of
where it's good to
tools.
look ahead to your future opponents, because knowing who you're up against the week after might kind of help determine, especially when it's for a team that in a small map with the tools that Taka has.
Right. Well, I know you and I personally, Gomo, we don't create like a bench schedule. We just kind of go week by week because
neither do we.
I think creating a bench schedule is kind of like, I'm not going to say dumb, but I don't think it really works because...
Well, see, here's the thing. What I would recommend, and it's what I recommended in DBZ League for a long time as well, is you make a bench schedule as a just in case shit fucks up and I can't post.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh god, I needed to go and get groceries, or I needed to run an errand for my mom and I missed the deadline and now my stuff's randomized. We will always follow your bench schedules as long as they're easy to find in your sub forum on the forums.
Right.
We will always find them.
Yeah, that is a good idea. You can set an outline like that.
Just set a general outline and then go, okay, so update it every week. Go, okay, we want to bench Karin here instead, so I need to find out who to bench in this week instead.
Right. I guess my line of thinking is that you're usually going to change it anyway. So, I think having it as a backup to fall back on is good. But I don't think in most cases you can reliably, completely follow it.
Don't be beholden to it, because shit will happen, things will change, and you will notice, oh shit, they benched this guy this week.
Yeah.
So maybe we should bench this guy instead. That can, find avenues to create an advantage. Yeah. That's the biggest thing you can do in either league.
Definitely. So yeah, next up we have Guy at Sand, and this was a pretty intense one, actually.
Yeah, it like was a lot more entertaining than I would have thought it would have been, considering the fact that it was two ranged characters against each other,
Yeah.
which was actually probably the best part of the match.
Hey, maybe
and it
it's
came
because
down to like, yeah,
maybe it's because it wasn't on a large stage.
yeah,
probably.
Like, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can go ahead, Gomal.
Well, it was somewhat. It was actually a lot of range, like just lots of back and forth. And at the very end, it came down to like you couldn't see health on either side.
No, it was probably the closest one this week.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. I really enjoyed that one, even though Random.org had their hands in the guy pool for that week.
Maybe Guy can get some ideas from this.
Yeah. Sometimes Random.org can kind of give you some, ideas.
Yeah.
Not that it's recommended, but again, it's something that's
sick strats.
Yeah, don't let it run your team, because we will we will give you strikes for that. So yeah, but hey, they got some good data out of it. So at the end of the day,
yeah, that double 10-10 was pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have Stone at Sage. Sage won this one as well. They are 2-0.
Yeah.
Which is really pretty awesome for them.
Which is,
I don't think many Genin teams actually are 2-0 right now. I think it's them and Kakashi. Spoilers.
There's a couple. Well, a lot of the 2-0 teams are in Genin, actually.
Yeah, I should probably apologize real quick for the stats being wrong.
Oh,
for the win-loss records. Right. What basically happened was I had a whole bunch of auto calculations set up, so that all you need to do is go to the league schedule, put a W in this column and L in this column, and it will work out to be the standings in placement.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when I was doing the stuff for specifically Chunin and Genin, I forgot to put a 3. So at least Chunin and Genin were completely wrong because they were referencing the wrong cell.
Gotcha.
What ended up happening was Chunin and Genin were copying just Kage and Jonin's win-loss records.
Right. Yeah.
Because they were referencing, okay, so Chunin, Hidden Sand, that instead of referencing the cell Hidden Sand, it was referencing Team Asuma and auto-calculating Team Asuma's win-loss. I fixed it. I fixed it. Yeah, so it should be correct now.
Yeah, it should be good. Right. It should be good now.
But yeah, no, you're actually right, Gomo. I don't know what I was thinking. 3 of the 5 teams that are 2-0 right now are in Genin. Which is, I mean, I guess it's not that weird because this league has a history of Genin division just being like stacked for whatever reason. I was gonna
say that reminds me of season 2, I think, with Genin, like because that was when we introduced like two or three different new teams, and Genin division was filled with those, and it was like just such a really tight division, really high win records to loss ratio. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like Jinchuriki, Kenjutsu Clan, rest in peace. Team Sage didn't exist yet.
Was Minato?
I don't think Minato was still
they weren't there.
No.
Minato was
Stone.
Stone, right? Stone, and then I don't remember the last team. What the fuck was it? Hokage, right? Because Hokage was new at the time. But yeah, no, Genin was that was a serious division in season 2. But that was all wild card teams, all new teams. But like this is established teams that have been here for at least 1 season. And Team Guy unfortunately is on the short end of the stick here. But we all know that they have potential, so they could turn that around very easily, I think. But yeah, no. Anyway,
they could easily be at the top of their division in like 3 or 4 weeks. You never know.
And we have divisionals next week, so it could be their chance to do that. But yeah. Sage picking up that win against Stone. Pretty impressive stuff. I don't remember all the details about it. I think it was I don't think it went to 3 rounds. No, it did. It did go to 3 rounds. Stone, I believe, yeah. So it was Han and Moo that were trying to come back against Sage. And they just were, I mean, they tried really hard, and they actually did really well, but the damage was not there. They had handicaps on handicaps against them, and they just could not do the damage, unfortunately. So, something weird that happened, though, was in round 1, Road to Boruto Naruto didn't come out at all. Like, not once.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is real weird.
It's super weird, because he's usually wants to, like, swap in and out all the time. But, no, we didn't get to see him not one time. I think maybe his support fired, like, a couple times?
His support was used a few times, yeah, but he never actually came on the field, which is kind of sad, because
Well, yeah, and he was the big damage dealer, too. Like,
yeah.
So they weren't able to really do a lot of damage to Sage. Still, regardless, though, I think Stone did well with what they have. I just think that Han needs a better partner than Moo, or Moo needs a new AI. Because Moo is not aggressive enough as it is. He's very passive, and that does not work for somebody like Han, who needs to get in. And because Han, you know, he's also not the most aggressive. I mean, he can be, but if he's not, he's tanking, right? So
which he did do, but they just weren't able to get any damage.
No, they weren't able to damage anything, because Han doesn't always like to start combos, and neither does Moo, really. So there was just a lot of non-aggression from Stone, which is unfortunate. But hopefully they find something better for those two. Whether that's a new team setup for Han or a new AI for Moo, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, going on to match 7, we have Hokage at Mist, and this is yet another win for Mist. Mist was at home, so they had water. And this was actually another close one. I remember this one being really close. And Haku was actually in it and did a lot, I think.
Haku, yeah, if I remember correctly, it was...
Haku got a few ultimates off, too, I think.
So...
with a Haku ultimate.
We actually saw some really good stuff from both teams. I think we saw Tsunade awakening, which was cool.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think we saw an awakening from Mist this week. I don't think that happened. Still, though, they did really well, and I'm glad to see Haku again, because, like, where the fuck was he for the last 3 weeks? He was just gone.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's been in protective custody. That's probably why.
Well, he's also been, like, on the bench and stuff for most of the preseason.
Yeah, that's true too.
So it's good to see his first performance being a good one of the main season. I mean, so yeah, and then finally match 8, Kakashi at Cloud, and what was this match like? Cloud is having some tough luck so far, because what is going on? Like, this week was so weird for them. I will have to say, this was off. This was a derp from Cloud. And I don't mean to say that to take anything from Kakashi, but anyone watching this match, it is clear that something was not right with Cloud this week. Like, all the characters were being like, they were not acting the same way that they usually do.
Even, like, with the Raikages, I mean, like, you know, with I mean, it was very odd. I mean...
Yeah.
The hyper aggression that we saw from him in the preseason, just wasn't there.
Yeah, like, watch any of Cloud's matches from the preseason. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. I guess maybe Asuma versus Cloud is more similar to this, but Cloud, even that match, Cloud was still, like, trying. It just felt like a lot of times in this match they were just standing around.
Yeah,
which is very strange. So yeah, that's unfortunate. You wouldn't think that they'd be 0-2 right now from looking at the preseason, but they are, unfortunately. But, I mean, on the bright side, I think only 2 teams are... No. That's not correct.
I was going to say,
there's more.
5 teams that are 0-2 right now. That's, I mean, hey, that's less than half the league. I mean, it's very early season, so I guess I can't really use it as a point one way or the other, but still, I mean, Cloud, at least they're not the only 0-2 team in their division. You know, the Hokage's also there. So it's not all gloom and doom. It's like it, you know, it wouldn't be anyway, I guess. Because Guy can still pull things around, but still. You know, they're not in as bad of a spot as Guy seems to be right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it for the matches for week 2. Let me just refresh here to make sure we didn't get any new questions, and I don't think we did. Wasn't there a question from somebody that we said we were gonna save for next week? I don't remember that. It might have been one of Momiji's questions.
It's been 2 weeks, dude.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Endcast questions. Which of the upcoming divisionals are you most excited for?
Right.
Did you already go over that?
I think maybe that's the one we didn't answer.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, because it seems like something we would save.
Although, I mean, we could have probably answered it possibly because we can always look at what divisions are there.
Yeah, I think we might. I actually, now that I think about it, I think we might have answered that one. I just know that there's one of these that we did not answer.
Okay, no questions. No
Alright,
questions
whatever.
this week.
Sorry, lads. But yeah, so we didn't get any new questions.
Lads.
So we're just gonna
There's always next week.
Right into predictions for week 3, which is all divisionals, by the way. Just if you needed a reminder.
Divisional week.
Yeah.
First up, we have, that's going to be our new jingle. We have to remember that every time we get to a divisional week predictions.
Divisional.
Kurenai and Asuma. What are we thinking about this one?
Kurenai and Asuma.
Because
Kurenai's been having a rough time.
They have had a rough few weeks, but I mean, for
they had a strong preseason, but a really kind of rough start of a regular season. And Asuma was kind of so-so during the preseason, but they've come out strong.
I think that was intentional, though, because Asuma already got a ton of testing done in the off season, and so they were probably just using the preseason to test out more stuff. They know what
double
works.
Choji, which we're never going to see again.
Yeah. So there's that. Who benched? Because I guess I can just look at lineups. We're not going to talk about builds very much because that always adds a ton of time onto things.
Yeah, that always makes everything.
The big thing is just knowing who was benched and
right.
You know.
I guess we can talk about boosts maybe, like who used what boost, but that also ties into builds, so I don't know. We'll test it out for this one. Okay, so
boostative.
Okay,
sounds like some
boostative. So Kurenai, their lineup is PTS Shino with Kiba and Shippuden Shino. And then their second one is Everyday Shino, which is still Shippuden Shino, just different costume. And Road to Port Ogara. They have benched PTS Hinata. So they're using Shippuden Shino twice in this match.
Okay. Trying to outrange Keep going. Interesting.
And as for boost, they actually used 2 of them. They used a boost to for Super Dash, which they put on Gaara to counteract his ankle weights. The dash debuff. So yeah. And then they also gave an attack +1 to Shippuden Shino. So now Shippuden Shino will have a defense plus 1.5 and an attack +1. As well as Molten Kunai. So yeah, that could be pretty dangerous.
Shino doing some damage.
Yeah, that can.
And he is in both lineups. So alright. And
as far as Asuma, Kakuzu Ino is their first lineup, with their second lineup being Shikamaru, Ino, Asuma. They've boosted, I think, 2 boosts, one for Ino and one for Asuma. Ino got the defense +1 on top of a defense +1 that she has already. Asuma has attack +1 to go with his attack +1 he has already as well. So
keep in mind, it's not just the defense +1. She also has a flak jacket.
Flak jacket, yeah.
So yeah, she's gonna be at a 2.5 defense with no attack negative, which is pretty
tanky,
pretty cray.
We decided to let that thing go. Normally, you can't stack defense +2 and flak jacket.
Right.
But we decided to let that go because number 1, it's a boost, and number 2, it's the same kind of deal-ish that you can get, if I recall correctly. You can use defense +2 on peeps with normal flak jacket, right?
What, defense +2 with flak jacket?
With the passive.
Oh, with the passive, yes, you can.
Yeah. So then it's
just that those people with the passive can't use flak jacket, because if they could, then they could get a defense +3. So
so if you go defense +1 flak jacket and boost the defense +1, you'll have the maximum you can get. Period.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, they used Ino twice. I'm curious to see if Kakuzu and Ino will be a good pairing. I don't know if we've seen that yet.
Yeah, I can't recall if that's been a team or not, but I mean, it seems like Kakuzu seems to do pretty well with at least most of Asuma's members. I mean, he seems to like to stay out, kind of equally with the person they're usually with. So he'll be out for a bit, tag out. Support jutsu is of course amazing.
Well, yeah. I can give you insight because he's just straight up using the lineup that I suggested.
Okay. Then please do so.
The idea is to basically, I originally suggested, hey, why don't you have Shikamaru twice? But I don't think he can, or something like that.
I see.
But anyways, Ino twice. You go and have the guy with Awakening go full Awakening build, which I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And try and do as much damage, get as many caps as you can, just do the most damage as you can. Create yourself an advantage. Then, when that eventually fails, because it will fail,
yeah.
Then the next lineup comes in, and that's Ino, Shikamaru, and Asuma. And that is a strong as hell lineup.
Yes. That does sound very strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this sounds like an interesting one. Both teams did use 2 boosts, and I think overall, the boosts that Team Asuma used might be better. Granted, they used more, obviously they used more Ryo for them, so of course they're going to be better. But I don't know. I mean, I could still see Team Kurenai being able to, to win this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if Kakuzu gets an Awakening off in the first round, that could get them a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I was gonna say, I think a lot depends on how well he does with Awakening, if he's able to go Awakening,
right?
Do what he's been able to do.
I think so far it's been pretty given that he will at least attempt to awaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, another reason to put those 2 together in the first lineup, double range support.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flower bomb and Kakuzu's flower bombs.
Yeah.
His searing migraine. Because, that's a fun name for an attack.
Yeah.
Anyway, opinions on this. Who do you think who do you think's gonna win?
Well, I helped Anthony, so I kind of hope that Kurenai wins.
Oh. Okay. Props to you, Vern. Fucking hell.
What's so bad about that?
I guess.
I like that logic. It's great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I think that this is on
No, but
Awesome's.
for real though, I really do kind of hope that Kurenai gets out of their rut. Even though I helped Asuma, I hope Kurenai gets out of their rut.
Could be helpful for them, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also like they're the defending champions, so I kind of wanna make sure they get an L.
See something different.
I didn't sabotage them at all.
Right.
But just saying, like I would like to see that L.
Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't even follow like all of your advice anyway, so.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, Kurenai, I think, because this is on Asuma's home, and Asuma has a medium stage. So I think this could work for Kurenai. I think Shino being in twice could really, I think that's really what might give them the edge in this. Like,
yeah, they just have to play keep away better than Asuma can charge in.
Yeah, and also not let Kakazu awaken, because if Kakazu awakens, all range is useless. So
Yeah.
that would be a problem. But yeah, I mean, I think regardless, I think I want to say Kurenai on this one.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I would say the same as well, because I do feel, because again, Kurenai showed very strong in the preseason. I feel they're just in a little bit of a rut right now. But Buzz is a very good coach for Kurenai, and he always seems to kind of know what he's kind of going for. So I feel like this week, is going to be kind of the week where we see Kurenai kind of come back into their form, which was allowed them to make it to Kage this season.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, and Buzz, yeah, I mean, he typically has a plan, except when he had Shino in against Taka. But, you know, I think he can do
That's
this.
all in the past, you know.
and
He's not
It
wrong,
was
though.
part of a larger plan. You just don't see it.
yeah.
A larger plan.
Yeah, it was totally on purpose. Match 2, we have Uchiha versus Akatsuki, and Akatsuki is home on this one.
I got the lineup right here if you want me to just kind of mention that. So, for Akatsuki, they have Mecha Naruto, Toby Konan,
Mecha Naruto.
Tatabayo.
You have to say it like that every time, because you
Yeah,
put
I
it
know,
in
I don't know why.
caps.
That's true. And then Pain and Konan for the second one. So they benched Nagato.
Interesting for a divisional. I don't know if I would bench Nagato, but
I would have thought they would have had him in, but maybe he just has been more impressed with the other members of the team. I mean, because I know Pain Konan's been pretty solid. Toby's not bad, and I guess Mecha Naruto is
Naruto.
okay.
I think if this was at Uchiha's home, I would 100% be like, Nagato should have been in, because on that small of a stage, that ultimate is going to be super dangerous. But if it's at Akatsuki's home, it's less dangerous. So I mean, I think it works. But
they did opt to use a boost as well. They gave it to Konan, a defense +1. So she's got ultimate +1 and defense +1.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then for Uchiha, it looks like they benched Road to Boruto Sasuke here, and then they're running Madara, PTS Sasuke, and then the second one Itachi in the Anbu outfit with Shisui, which is interesting, because let me look at their
jutsu associated with Anbu?
That's what I'm thinking, right?
No, there's not.
Oh, he set it to Fireball?
There's an ultimate. There's an ultimate that's special to the Anbu.
Well, no, I think it has its own jutsu, too. I think it has the clone jutsu
No,
by
they
default.
switched it.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yes, they changed it to a fire.
Oh.
I did the fucking thing.
Okay. Well,
Trust me.
I trust you. I
don't think it's Yasuka beads, but I think it's like the...
I think it's probably Tsukuyomi
sword.
or something. Or Totsuka Blade.
It could be Totsuka Blade or Tsukuyomi. That's the only two choices.
I guess it doesn't really
can't remember
matter
if it
because they all
was.
work the same exact way. So...
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I guess the Anbu is just because he's paired with Shisui. But,
Yeah.
So yeah, they did use a boost as well. They just also only used a defense +1 on Itachi. So he will have a defense +2 because he has a flak jacket. So he would be at a base defense, and then he has 2 defense +1s. So he would have a defense +2 with no negative. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, as for who I think would win, that's tough. Because I feel like still with Akatsuki, I don't think I've seen enough of Mecha Naruto to really be he's done okay, like he's done pretty well, but I don't know that I'm completely confident in his ability to like do well, you know? Like
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
He's been kind of there
I
in the preseason, and I think he was in the I think he was benched last week, wasn't he?
yes.
So
yeah.
I mean, preseason we saw a little of him, but I mean, yeah, he hasn't really done enough for me to kind of like. I wouldn't just look at it and say, oh yeah, we're gonna have him in over Nagato for a divisional kind of thing. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is starting with him, so I guess if he doesn't do the best, he's only in that one time. It's not like he's in twice.
That's true.
So that's a plus there.
And he does have a released power, so he could awaken or even do a team awakening, which I mean that could be helpful.
I mean, that could be pretty good too. Yeah.
So yeah. I think I'm gonna
Well,
go.
he has 5 element seal though too.
That's true. Yeah. So I guess they're trying to like make him ult spam less, and then maybe have the chakra for an ult. So that's interesting.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I want Akatsuki to win. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I straight up do. But without Nagato, I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Like their Pain Konan lineup was real strong.
Yeah.
But like I've seen a lot more good stuff from Uchiha.
That's true.
Like the Pain Konan team has also been good with Nagato as part of the actual 3-man too. Also,
Well, that's what
actually
did so
pretty
well
solid.
last week.
Yeah, see?
But I mean, I don't necessarily think that Nagato makes or breaks the team, but I do agree with you that we've seen more good stuff like in general from everyone on Uchiha, and it
Yeah.
doesn't
Although,
feel like it's spread
to
as
be
evenly
fair-
on Akatsuki.
To be fair, there was like a couple of weeks with Akatsuki where we thought, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
Why is everybody on default?
that's true. So Akatsuki, obviously, they have less data going into this
Yeah.
than Uchiha, and I think Uchiha, I mean, despite the issues that they've had in the preseason, they're doing pretty well for themselves right now. Like,
Well, and both teams are using Itachi Shishui as a pretty well synergized
Yeah.
team. They do pretty well. Madara, PTS Sasuke, I'm pretty sure they've used that team before, and I think that's pretty good, especially now that they have PTS Sasuke with a defense +2 to kind of offset the fact that he likes to stay out and he gets hit by everything.
and they did
So-
just beat us last week. So
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and it was close, but they did get that win. So
They did.
I think I'm gonna go Uchiha. I feel bad for like everyone siding against Akatsuki, but it's not that I don't think you guys can do it. I just think Uchiha
Yeah, exactly.
has the advantage.
I want them to do it. I really do,
Yeah.
because I don't want Uchiha to get that W.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would like it too if Akatsuki won, but I think Uchiha has a better chance. But maybe they'll prove us wrong.
Yeah,
Anyway,
who knows?
next up is Sound at Taka.
I'm pretty sure you know exactly who I'm going for.
Yeah, but why don't you explain your building process, I guess, if you can,
Okay, my building process.
for this week.
Well, the idea was, like, a lot of this idea was from Kaio.
Okay.
We felt that Jugo would not work well with the Dokis specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and if there was a lot of long range pressure, which they have with both Sasuke and Tayuya at the
Right.
very least, we wanted to try and have EMS in both times because he really impressed us last week.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, if he could do that whole ult spam thing, that should counter to Yuya if they had her in.
Right. If they
Which-
don't hit the Dokis, which I mean can happen, but it might not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
did now
Originally,
it's-
what I expected to be benched was either Himemaru or Orochimaru. Orochimaru being the one that I figured would be benched because he's shown a lot less competency than
Right.
Himemaru has.
And I believe he was actually benched.
He was.
Yeah, he was.
Which I guess
So I called there.
Which I guess we can transition. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the other one would have been to Yuya.
Okay.
And other than that, it was just the standard, hey, let's put 2 ult spammers together.
Right.
And let's have the triple fireball setup.
Yeah.
Sorry if everything seems a bit weird. I'm trying to hunt a Rodabon right now.
That's okay. It's understandable. We can take it from here, though.
Yeah, cool. Like I said, I was kind of thinking that they might have, even though TU has been pretty good for them, I thought they might have benched her just for the fact that it's Taka's map is very small and there's a lot of range pressure. Even though the Dokis can block some of it, it's such a small map that I feel like she might not have that chance to set up or be as effective, and she might just get pinned down like Datara did, where he couldn't do anything in that match against Stone. So,
well,
maybe we'll see. I mean, it's a small map as well, or a smaller map, so she might not even have a chance to awaken, which is kind of her thing as well. So it's hard to say. I mean, it may work out well for them, but I kind of would have thought that might have been the time they might have benched her, just considering what they've seen from Taka on this map.
I feel like Tayuya is a rare exception to that idea that range characters can't do well on small. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
That and her projectiles are, I mean, they're not slow, but they're I think they're more smooth more suited to smaller spaces. Actually, I think they track.
Yeah.
They're not like Udakata Bubbles level of tracking, but like they're still pretty good, and in that they're not super fast like Datara's, but have little tracking. They're a little slower, but they curve to you. So, if it's in a situation where Tayuya has a Doki out in front of her and is just like shooting projectiles out like through the Doki, then
it can be rough.
Yeah,
it can be rough.
And she can also awaken like that. We've seen it, like to where she has it directly in front of her, and it's just an impenetrable wall, and she just awakens. Like,
I guess it just depends on how aggressive she is with her Doki usage, because I know sometimes she will just not really summon in the Doki for a bit, and if given enough time, that might kind of keep her like the pressure against her, so she wouldn't be able to get a Doki out in time before taking at least a good amount of damage.
Well, yeah, an important thing to note here is that they only used her once. So I think that they're aware that this is a risky move, and I think that they planned maybe if this doesn't work out, hey, at least she'll only be in the first lineup. So, I mean, I don't know. As for lineups,
it's a more risk. It's a kind of a high risk, high reward kind of thing like that. If it works out, great. If not, then it's good to know, good data. But I mean, it's it's a chance you take.
Yeah. So for Taka, as Burns said, he has Karin and EMS Sasuke up first, and then he's got Taka, EMS, and Fireball for the second one. Jugo's benched, like he said. You did not purchase a boost for this week.
I do.
I don't need. He has no money for it.
Zenny.
Oh right, 2K. That's right. I forgot Madara.
They're all in Madara's pocket, so you forgot.
Yeah, there's a 30K purchase right there.
Yep.
Sound.
Yes.
They had their first lineup. I think is going to be Kimimaro, Hebi, and Tayuya.
Yes.
Sound K. Second is Sound K. I'm sorry. Hebi Sound K.
Yes.
And Snake Cape Kabuto and Hebi Sound K in the second lineup.
Right.
Boost wise, Kimimaro has an attack +1, and Tuyu's got the Naruto's chakra sharing technique, and Kabuto has body flicker.
Interesting.
So they definitely went out a little bit out with the boosts.
Yeah, they spent 9K. Which, hey, I mean, it's a division.
Kind of rhymes with Sasuke.
Sasuke 9K. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know, like, I think Kimimaro having an attack +1 is definitely good because it gives him an attack +2 with no defense negative because he's got Flak Jacket. So that could be dangerous. Yeah.
Well, that's good for him too because he definitely without it he would have that negative.
Yeah.
Bit, so.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Kabuto has body flicker. I think they might have given it to him because his first hit is kind of like small.
Yeah.
So
Because I think it's like he's his hand, and then once he goes past it, then he starts using his like tail or his snake.
Yeah,
thing.
he has his Venus.
His
He does like a.
I'm sorry, what?
He does like a downward chop. Yeah, you don't remember that part where Suigetsu said his snake looked like a penis?
No.
He almost said it, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna say that." Um,
Oh, so he gets it.
So I think it's because he has like a downward chop for his first hit, which is not that big of a hitbox, and it doesn't move that far. So I think the idea here is he wants it to get, because I don't think the movement bonus is really why he wants
No,
it.
because he's built for ultimates. I mean, I guess that's just more so in case, since it's a small map, that if he's going to be in melee, which he most likely will, it gives him a little bit more offense.
Right.
So.
Or they just wanted to fill 2 points.
Well, it's a boost.
It's a boost.
Oh, really now?
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah. All right. So Burn, obviously, your vote is there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gomo?
I mean, again, home field advantage for Taka, and because of that, I think I would give it to them just on that alone. I do like what I see in their lineup. And again, with EMS in twice, I mean, with what we saw last week with him on Jugo AI, it's pretty scary. And even Taka has been looking pretty good as well, and even Madara. So I mean, everyone is pretty solid, and I think Sam will have their work cut out for them. If they can take it, they can take it. You know, I mean, it's possible, but I feel like Taka has a little more of an advantage just because it's their home, and I feel like they'll get that win this week because of it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the issue here is that I think that there are very specific conditions to where sound has an advantage.
Yeah.
So it's harder to kind of bank on and say that, hey, I think that because I do agree that I think pretty much no matter, I think they were going into this match with a disadvantage. I'm just going to say that because they kind of need to Yuya to set up awakenings. And if those get pulled off, then yeah, they get a huge advantage just based off of that.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I think actually, let me check something here. I think Tayuya actually has, because she has a passive lasting energy, right?
Yeah, they pretty much all do except for Kabuto and Orochimaru.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 3 out of 5 do.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, I got you. So yeah, so
their entire first lineup will have the lasting energy.
Yeah.
Passive.
So yeah, I mean, it's a good setup. It's just if it works, is kind of the thing. But if they did bench her, then you're right. They probably would have benched Orochimaru instead.
Yeah.
In fact, I know for a fact they would have benched him instead. But
yeah.
I think that kind of presents a problem too because he's been kind of just okay so far.
Yeah.
So I think either way they were going into this with a disadvantage, but I think at least this way they have potential to get a really big advantage in this match.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's specifically why I built the lineup the way, or the way we built it, Kaio and I.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically so that, so we're going to try and go with the idea that Tayuya will be in. She will likely be either starting or ending. We want the triple fireball setup because it works wonders for those ranged characters.
Right.
But it's still strong with the first lineup if they do bench Tayuya.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah.
So like as a fallback option, this is why I did it.
I think I might actually go out on a limb here and say sound, just because, I mean, Tayuya does like to awaken, and I think that if she does, then that's like huge advantage right off the bat. And I think, that's iffy to say. I think this could really go either way, but I'm just gonna go with sound here because I think that if they do get that pulled off, then it'll be huge for them. Granted,
cool, man.
you also
I got it. I understand.
Granted, I mean, you also have the potential to awaken here too. So I mean, that's
With Madara.
I can't take that away from you, but also Madara doesn't like to hang out a lot. So
Hey, Awaken Madara versus Awaken to you. Yeah.
yeah. Oh god, that would be something to see.
Yeah, that would.
But yeah, that would require the first lineup from them to win. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say sound, but I think it'll be like real close. Like I think the conditions have to be right. Anyway, moving on to Jin at Minato. Of course, this is on Minato's home.
At the schoolyard, or well, not schoolyard.
The inn, Shukabutan Inn.
Oh, the inn. Okay.
Yeah. So
Jiraiya's their favorite place to be.
yeah. So lineup from Minato is gonna be Minato, Rin, and Unmasked Obito, and then the second one is Yamato, and
Unmasked Obito.
Yeah, Unmasked Obito.
No boosts on their end. I don't know if they
boosts
had
on
money
their
for boosts or not, but I didn't see any boosts.
Yeah. I think they did have money. I just think that they didn't do it. And then for us, our lineup is Fushina, and then we have Sagemo, Naruto, Wargara, and Fu. And we did purchase one boost, which is just a release power for Gaara. Oh, and I guess our benches. Minato benched. They benched young Kakashi, and we benched PTS Gaara. So, yeah.
PTS Gaara. Interesting.
To be completely honest with you, we had to think up this lineup like.
Yeah, I was gonna say full disclosure. I didn't really have much time to really give any input this week. So this is all or here. And I mean, I like what I see. A lot of release powers, lots of awakening potential. But yeah, for the most part, it was just kind of unfortunate. On the spot, yeah. Typically, that's not usually how it is. Usually, we have a little bit of a conversation, but it's just hasn't been the case this past week.
In fact, I submitted this lineup while I was on my phone in Walmart. So I was yeah.
Well, you could have told one of us and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make the deadline. I need like another hour."
No, it was good. I still made it okay. Like it was still fine, but like
yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, our lineup is Fushina, and then Sagemo, Naruto, Wargara, Fu. PTS Gaara, I just benched him because I thought that, I don't. It's not that he's bad. I just think that right now we're still trying to work things out for him, and I think for a divisional, I think we should go with what's the most reliable right now.
That's fair.
And the only boost that we bought was the release power for Wargara, like I said, to maximize. Close to maximize awakening potential, because that way we have a potential way of having an awakening at each match. Because Kushina's got the limiter, and then Wargara will have the boost in the second lineup. Which, by the way, Fu is used twice for us, and Minato used Unmasked Obito twice. So yeah, obviously Gomu and I, we want our own team to win. So Burn, what do you think?
I'm gonna say Minato.
Okay. Any reason?
Because you said that
I fucking knew it.
I said you would win. Doesn't it have any sway in this?
No, because
Fine,
I'm the captain.
It will end in a tie.
That can actually happen.
Double KO.
But it will never happen. Maybe it will one day. I don't know. So, I mean, the real talk here, I think we have a good chance of winning, but I don't know. I mean, Minato has been struggling, but I will definitely not count them out, especially because they have Minato in this week, as well as Unmasked Obito, and Rin is no joke either. So, and
wasn't one of their really good lineups. Wasn't it Minato and Unmasked Obito? Like just those two together. Like if I recall, that was one of the ones that did really well in the preseason. I think it swept a lineup of some kind. I thought.
Yeah, I think it did well.
So of course we see them together, but they're with a third. I don't know if they've ever had used Minato with Rin and Unmasked Obito.
Yeah.
As a 3, but again, Rin's not been too bad. I mean, I actually kind of want to see Rin go against Kushina. Actually.
Yeah, that could be cool because we've always kind of viewed her as like a mini Kushina.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this should be I'm really looking forward to this one, obviously, but like, I think it'll be a good one regardless.
I knew it, you fuck.
You fucking fuck. All right. So next up we have Cloud at Hokage, and this is interesting. Both of these teams are 0-2 right now.
There's something actually that's very interesting about one of what Cloud actually and what their builds they used on Sokka. I just wanted to mention it because I haven't seen it done this season or even in the preseason. They didn't use a Heaven Scroll.
Yeah, they didn't actually, which is interesting.
They went with Ultimate Tilt, Gentle Fist, and Regenerator on him.
I guess they really wanted to commit to like an Awakening build, which is that's a risky move right there. So
it is. It stuck out to me when I saw it. I was like, wow, that's a little different. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but rarely do you see most teams pass up a Heaven Scroll just because the benefits you get from them are pretty solid.
Yeah,
in general.
And they could have potentially used a boost to put one on him.
They could have,
but they didn't. So it's very interesting. Their lineup, I think did you already say it, Como?
Yeah, right now. Sakanukan, Killer B.
Yeah, right now.
for the first lineup, and the second one is Darui and.
Okay, and
now they did purchase a few boosts as well. Killer B gets the attack +1. Yeah. So it kind of negates his attack -1 he gets from defense +2. Basically the reverse. He has attack +2, defense -1, and they gave him a defense +1 to offset his defense negative.
Yeah.
And they also did something with the limiter, didn't they? On there,
yes, they did.
They swapped Darwi's limiter and gave it to I.
Yes. Which
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move because you don't really need I to be ulting as much. He does a lot of damage physically. Darwi is a good ult spammer.
Oh, definitely.
So basically, make use of their strengths.
Yeah, and even if you're not building Darui for ultimates, if he throws them out every now and then, it can't hurt. Like,
well, and it's a good option because they don't. Besides, because if they don't have to have Yukito in, they're not using her. She's benched, free agent benched, but they don't have really many long range ult options. They have Killer B, which is basically a dash. Raikage, all dashes. They have
third Raikage technically has a projectile, but he never uses it, and it's ground based ultimate. So,
and then Sakanukan also. So having Darui with that option, at least for a little bit of range, especially against maybe a team that maybe has some range to them,
could be useful.
Yeah.
And again, this is on Hokage's home, so they're not gonna get like water boosts to their jutsus. I will say this is a brutal first. I think this is possibly the most brutal divisional so far because both teams are at the bottom of their division right now, and whoever loses this is gonna be real far behind. This is do or die right now for the first half of this season for these teams. And it's obviously not you're screwed for the rest of the season because anything can happen, but when
it comes to divisionals, that's like 2 wins. Right?
Yeah, so whoever loses this is really gonna have to crawl themselves out of a hole here. Because the team that wins is gonna be right above them, and then they have to beat them twice or to win twice, and they have to lose, at least once to be able to pass them. So that's pretty crazy.
Now Hokage, since we talked about Cloud, Hokage, their lineups are as follows: Tobirama and Hashirama. So that's a good combination right there. They've done really well with them. The second lineup is Hokage Naruto, Edo Minato, and Hashirama. So they're using Hashirama twice.
Gotcha.
Boosts. Hashirama's got the ult +1, and he has ult +1 naturally, or not naturally, but that's his build. So he's going to have ult +2 with ultimate chakra saver and all that stuff. So that can be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And then the other boost goes to Hokage Naruto, which he has 5-element seal. That's what they gave him. So I guess they want him just to use his jutsus because they gave him a chakra +1
Yes.
and sign master, so they want him to really spam the jutsus as opposed to using his ultimate.
Yeah, chakra +1, NCST, sign master.
Which makes sense because his ultimate's a slide. He just slides, you know.
It's not that great. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, so no, that I can see that being a very solid decision right there. And yeah, Hashirama with the ultimate +2 with no chakra negative and ultimate chakra saver is real scary. Like I think that's really what a lot of teams are going to be using boosts for, is to do stuff that you normally like, because it's beyond just getting like a +2 that you normally wouldn't, or you know.
But using it in conjunction with something you wouldn't normally be able to use with ultimate +2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's really cool. And I'm glad to see teams taking advantage of that because, you know, that's kind of what boosts are for. You know, you're putting in a currency.
You're putting in the currency to break the rules.
Yeah.
That's literally
like a cheat. Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, just so if anyone's unclear, it is not real money. It is fake. It's made up. Okay.
Yeah, it's fake money.
So it's monopoly money. We're good. It's not pay to win. So yeah, they've benched Tsunade, and Cloud, like we mentioned earlier, benched
Third Raikage.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's an interesting choice for a division.
Yeah.
I would have thought personally that although Sakanukan got actually the randomized bench last week,
they
I guess
couldn't.
they could have, because I would have normally benched him and kept third in. So that's not really on the plate.
Hey, I mean, random.org can be real brutal.
Yeah.
If you don't have a bench schedule and we have to randomize your bench.
It can be, yeah, and that I mean, I guess we'll see how that affects them. But I mean, possibly, maybe something will do good. Because again, this team's a little more melee, so maybe Sakanukan might actually be able to do a little bit more. We'll see. But the Hashirama that looks really nasty to me. I'm just looking at that and just some of the stuff I see here. For me, I would probably just basically, for me, I would say Hokage.
I think Hokage does have an advantage here. Plus, also, Cloud doesn't have their home field advantage, so...
No boost to any of their jutsus or anything like that.
So, I mean, I'm gonna personally side with Hokage here. I think Cloud has a good chance. Especially some of their boost choices are pretty good. Covering up the weaknesses of A and B, like, that's good.
Yeah, and I'd be curious to see how Darby performs without that limiter on now. And if we see the eye from like preseason, then that might be a different story.
Well, yeah.
Plus, he's not going to take as much damage either. So
and it might be easier to do so when he's not spamming his ults as much. Like,
which he was spamming him a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that still. So yeah, Burn, did you throw in your opinion on who's gonna win? I don't remember. I don't think you did.
We were talking in circles for a while.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna go with Hokage.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Next up, we have match 6, Kakashi at Guy, and this, I mean, it's not as bad as match 5, but I mean, this is top of the division facing bottom of the division, so this could be really important for Guy here. Like, they really need to win this, not only to get out of, get closer out of the bottom of their division, but also, this will help them with future ties. So they really need this being at the bottom right now. Anyway, lineups. Let's see those. I don't know if you have them pulled up, but I'm pulling them up right now.
Well, I have them.
We were saying we weren't going to go too in depth with lineups.
With builds, I said. We're mainly talking about boosts. That's it.
We're just talking about just who they have and who they benched, and if there's anything of note to mention. But
yeah,
I guess that's reasonable.
I mean, it is. We're only at like an hour and 15 minutes right now.
How dare you?
So,
and that's covering 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've killed Kulu Yaku 5 times now.
And you still haven't gotten your thing.
No.
You're only halfway. Keep on going.
It's that desire meter thing kicking in.
I'm trying to upgrade 4 different types of weapons at the same time. All of them require Kula-Yaku plus pieces, so it's fucking annoying.
Fun. Okay, so Team Guy has Lee and Warneji as the first lineup, and then they have Tenten and Wander Sasuke as the second one. And they've benched PTS Tenten. They did not use any boosts either.
They benched PTS Tenten.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of surprised no boosts, honestly. I would have thought they would have, especially beyond the division. I'm pretty sure they got quite a bit of money. I don't know how much they spent on Wanderer, but I don't think he
I don't think anyone contested him, yeah. So
like, this would have been the time to really do it, I think. Although, Kakashi didn't use any boosts either.
at least it's an even playing field.
That's true. And Kakashi, their lineups, PTS Sakura with Rinnegan Sasuke for their first, and of course the tried and true Sasuke, Rinnegan Sasuke, and Naruto. For the second lineup. Yeah, no, if it's not broken, why stop using it?
Right. No, I
well,
mean,
again, they can only use it 9 times total in
yeah.
the entire season, so I mean,
So
it's the same reason why I still use the triple fireball setup, because
Right.
it works.
true. And yeah, I mean, you're right. There's with 3-man teams, there's really there's a 9 limit maximum that you can do. So if you
Yeah.
have a bread and butter 3-man team,
You
then
you have to you have to bench 2 of those players 3 times.
Because even if you, like, let's say you win every match that 3-man team is in, and you lose the ones that they aren't, that puts you at 9-7 still. I'm pretty sure it's still a pretty good
9
record.
and 6. 9 and 6.
That's still a good record. That's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still real good, but you can still not be in the top seed of the playoffs.
yeah.
I can't remember what you can't. You could get knocked out of the bye week, depending on who.
Oh yeah.
It's still a thing.
As for who I think is going to win, I think, I mean, no offense to Guy here, but I think Kakashi has just been amazing, just in general. So I'm going to go Kakashi, but I don't think that, it's not as if Guy doesn't have a horse in the race. You know, they can still do, this, I think, especially their match against Sand last week, which I thought they did well.
That was really close.
Yeah.
They did good, yeah.
PTS Tenten being benched is a little weird. I think it could have been a nice reunion with Team Kakashi for PTS Tenten, but
Yeah, it could have been, but that's probably why they benched her.
maybe so.
The memes
She's
remain true.
ours. You can't see her anymore. We're calling.
We have
cops.
custody. You fuck. So, yeah, I mean, I think Kakashi definitely has a better chance. Guy is at home. I don't know if that really makes an impact. I forget what Kakashi's home is.
It's that small one, the small map. Remember,
It's the lookout tower.
Oh, Lookout Tower. Okay, you know what? Actually, I think that could be better for Guy, because if this was on Kakashi's home, then I would be like, okay, bench 10-10, now. But I mean, they can still pull off a ranged game on their home stage because it's a medium sized. So
Well, last week wasn't that on their home stage as well? Wasn't Guy home?
No, they were at Sand, but they have basically.
Oh, Sands is similar too.
Yeah, they have the same stage size. So
and they did pretty well. So I mean, if we could see that again,
yeah,
it could definitely be something.
For sure.
I mean, I'll give it to Kakashi, but I would like to see Guy at least get a win to make it at least a little tighter.
Yeah, I will say I would like to see Guy get the win, for sure. Burn.
What?
Who do you think's gonna win?
Team Kakashi was my old team.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with your boy, Gur.
Your boy Gur. All right.
It's your boy.
All right. So match 7, we have Stone at Sand.
Now,
Which these two teams are tied, by the way.
Stone.
Okay, so
a lot of money.
I wanna make a joke real quick.
Okay.
I want to make a really good joke. So I'm going to say that Sand is going to win, just for the joke.
Okay.
Because Sand is just ground down Stone.
Wow. You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Yeah.
um, yeah.
Couldn't we
But
say
really, though-
sand comes from stone, and so wouldn't the stone?
You know, maybe. I honestly do want Stone to win. Because I did give some advice. To J-Man. I'm not
Was your
sure
advice
what he went with.
to buy because they bought?
Don't sell. Everyone they bought like that's the most boosts.
I don't think that I told J-Man to make a Backstreet Boys tribute band. No.
Bye, baby. Bye.
You mean the Stone Street Boys? Yes.
Oh God.
So they bought 3 defense +1s and 1 attack +1, so they spent $16K.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is divisional. They wanna get this win no matter what. I mean, they have Mu Oniki in there, Oniki, Naruto, and Roshi in their second lineup. So I mean,
Okay, yeah, they went straight up with my advice.
Yeah.
That's great. Double Moo, man, double Moo.
Double Mu, or double Onoki rather.
double Oniki.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, honestly, that's Oniki
great.
is probably one of their most consistent characters
Yeah.
for their team because he's always ulting. They have a really good connection rate, and now he has a defense +1 because he have a defense negative because he's an older character.
You know what?
Or is it only if they're sickly? Is that only because it's sickly?
I don't think he does.
I don't actually think he does. Yeah.
Okay.
He probably should.
Well, let me see here. Well, I don't know that he should because he literally took a fucking meteor to the head and he still lived. So like.
But he's old,
That's
right?
true, but like he does have the ability to like strengthen his body through the boulder weight jutsu, maybe? I don't know, we'll talk about it later.
So maybe he's old, but he also has the hardened.
He also has armor.
So he's like Master Roshi. He's basically like, even though he's old, he's not. So,
yeah.
Pretty toy like a toy.
Toy like a toy gun.
like a twiga.
I mean, I can double check here to see if he actually does have it. HIJK Oh, okay. No, he does not. He does not have a defense negative. So yeah.
So he will be tankier
Yes.
because of the defense +1.
Indeed. So I mean, and Sand bought 1 boost for Sai. They bought him an ultimate +1.
Basically doing what Hokage did with Hashirama.
Yeah.
With the ult +2 and ultimate chakra saver. So I mean, in Sai, Jesus, last week Sai was throwing ultimate out so I could see that. That not being a bad call.
That could be scary if that hits.
But the fact that they started with him, though, right? They started with him, so
Yeah,
I would think that they would have. That's a little bit odd to me, especially if you put something on a character and this is the only character you bought a boost for. I would think you would at least maybe start with maybe like Rasa, especially probably Rasa because he's not even in the second lineup. So have Rasa in there and have Sai behind him, so then Sai can also be in another lineup if need be.
Well,
So you can
they
make
used
most use of
Sai
it.
twice last week, so they
Oh,
Yep, cannot.
okay. Never mind. Never mind.
So yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, I guess they couldn't have done it if they
Yeah.
wanted to give him ult +1. They couldn't have used.
right, yeah. So their lineup is Sai, Rasa, and Gaara, and then they have Swimsuit Tamari and Gaara for the second lineup. So
Of
yeah,
course they have fucking swimsuits.
Tamari and Gaara.
It's a different character altogether.
I think this is the first time that we've seen a straight up Gaara Tamari, like Tamara.
Since last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's see if it's still broke.
yeah, I mean seriously, let's
We
see.
nerfed range characters like 4 or 5 times because it was so broken.
Yeah. So yeah, they only use the 1 boost. Honestly, this is on Sand's home. So I mean it's a little larger than Stone's, but it's it's a circle instead of kind of like a box like Ninja Academy is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I think Stone just used so many damn boosts that it's like
It's hard to really say go against Stone when you see that many boosts and what they have. I mean,
yeah.
you can see. I mean, Sand could still win. There's no question about that. But with all the boosts, that definitely puts a lot in Stone's favor.
Oh, by the way, we didn't even talk about who was benched. Stone benched Han, Sand benched PTS Tamari.
Yep.
So
both decent characters on both sides. So it's
yeah. I think without Han being in, I think almost like PTS Tamari might have been like good to have in, but they have Sai, so maybe not.
Yeah. I'll say too about that Tamari Gara lineup that Sand has. Gara actually has Tamari AI.
Yeah.
So kind of funny.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, I will say I'm gonna go with Stone on this one.
Yeah, same here.
Cool.
Okay, and then final.
Going with Stone.
Okay, the final one, match 8, is Mist at Sage. I think every match so far in the main season for Sage has been a home match.
Is this the first divisional that's 2-0 teams though? Is this the first one?
Yes, I think so.
I think all the other ones had a 2-0 versus like a 1-1 or a 0-2, and I think this is the only one that is actually 2 undefeated teams.
You know what? I think you're right. Because, well, let's look at the standings. Because only Genin has more than one 2-0 team right now, so it has to.
Okay, yeah. So naturally, it has to be okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that makes this a very interesting match to end the week off.
Oh yeah, this should be a good one.
Now let's see. So Mist, their first lineup: Zabuza, Haku, and Hanzo.
That's a good one. That's proven to be good.
That's a good one. Looks like they benched Udakata, and the second lineup is Yagra Hanzo. So they're using Hanzo twice. No boosts from Mist though. I don't see any boosts.
Wow. Yeah. And Sage.
Yep, Sage. Sage Hashirama, Sage Madara. For their first lineup. That's a pretty good team. I think we've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is Mitsuki, Kabuto, and Madara. They did purchase a few boosts. The defense +1 for Hashirama and Super Dash for Mitsuki.
Yeah, and they benched Jiraiya, whereas Mist, like you said, benched Udakata. So, yeah. So defense +1 for Hashirama, Super Dash for Mitsuki. They spent 6K. Mist didn't buy any boosts, which I mean, hey, that's kind of surprising, but I think Mist could still pull it off.
Because this is at this is at Sage though, right? This is at Sage's home.
This is at Sage's home. Yeah, they don't have a water boost, but Sage could get ring outs, or Mist could get ring outs. Which
we haven't seen many ring outs though on that stage, surprisingly.
Yeah, I think the only one we saw was like in preseason or something. And it wasn't even like an actual. Oh,
wasn't it against? Wasn't that when against Taka, or didn't Taka ring someone out?
I think it might have been, just because
we rung out Sage.
Yeah, I think it's a safe.
It was with a Jugo tilt.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that even if you weren't here to confirm that burn, it would have been like the safest assumption, considering you have like knockback everything.
Yeah, like Fireball's knockback, and we have... Yeah.
So I do want to bring attention to something interesting right here, is Hashirama has like a very committed awakening build. A very committed one. Yeah.
Well, even more so than like Sakura from like Kakashi. He had gentle fist, release power, and get a limit.
Yes.
Jesus.
That could be really big because he's paired with Madara, obviously. So if Madara initiates that awakening,
and Madara's got lasting energy and regenerator.
So yeah, if these two awaken, that's gonna be.
They're getting a lot. That's gonna be gentle fist with gated limit, longer length of time, and regenerator.
Think about the tankiness, by the way.
That's insane.
Yeah. Hashirama is gonna have a defense +2 with no negatives to attack. Okay, Madara will have a defense +2 attack -1. If they awaken together while Hashirama is out,
either one can actually do it because they both have release power. Right?
Yeah, that's true. So they both can do it. But if Hashirama awakens and he's big, he has a defense +2, and giant awakenings have an extra defense buff on top of that. So
Yeah.
that's
So that on top of Regenerator.
on top of Regenerator. That's super tank right there. Like,
and then quickness from Gate of Limit and the Gentle Fist for what? Sapping Chakra?
yes.
Yeah, and oh boy, that I wonder if he can actually awaken, because that would be real interesting.
I mean, yeah, both of them have released power, so that really makes it a lot more possible.
To me, I see that and I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna awaken. It's over.
Well, yeah, and Mist, I don't think, yeah, Mist doesn't have their, since Utakata's not in, they're not doing like a double awakening thing.
I mean, you have, of course, I mean, naturally Agra has released power anyway.
Yeah, that's true, but they can't.
But you're not going to have the synergy that they had with Utakata.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, like, there's a lot in Sage's favor. Like, not only do they have the boosts, but that awakening build is crazy, crazy, like, dangerous right there.
It is.
So yeah, by the way, I wanna also bring attention to their title. Who would win? An entire nation of bloodthirsty, highly trained warriors, or one stretchy boy and his 3 hippie friends?
That's pretty good. You can tell that Momiji did that.
Yeah.
You can tell.
One stretchy boy. I think I have to start referring to Mitsuki as stretchy boy from now on.
One stretchy boy.
One stretchy boy. So honestly, I feel like Sage has the advantage in this one.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, because they have definitely the boosts, but also some of that synergy that they have going with that first lineup. I mean, that really gets going. I mean,
and Mist is not at home, so they have that against them too. I will say Hanzo being in both lineups could be really powerful.
Yep,
potentially. But
he's good. He's built for ultimates again. He's ult is pretty good. It's a small map, so the tracking on that's pretty good too. It should connect if he uses it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think overall, I do think Sage has the advantage. I'm not gonna say that Sage outright wins because, I mean, if they awaken, then, but still, that's still just a chance. But I will say that I think Sage has the advantage, so I'm gonna go Sage.
Yeah. Same.
Or I'm sorry, one stretchy boy and his 3 hippie friends.
I'm just gonna go with the stretchy boy.
Okay.
I don't care about the hippie friends.
Wow, screw the hippie friends. Jeez.
Damn, just stretchy boy. All right. Cool. So we're all for Sage there.
Boy.
All right. So I think that's it. Let me do just one last check to make sure we didn't get any more questions. Okay, we did not. So yeah, I
remember somebody asking if they could post questions,
which is the weird thing. Nobody did it, so whatever, I guess.
Whatever, man.
Whatever. Fine, don't do it anyway. Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you, man.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry for no Endcast last week. Things have been kind of crazy for all of us lately.
Shit happens.
Yeah, so, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. And hopefully you enjoy Naruto League tomorrow. This will probably go up the same day, actually, as the stream, so hooray!
Probably.
Woo!
All right.
It's a little appetizer before the main event.
That ought to be fun. But yeah, thanks for watching again, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you in week 3. Bye!
Bye!
Later!